Did you know that the beaches aren't the best thing about living in Southern California? In this video, I'm going to take you through the pros and cons of living in the Los Angeles and Orange County area, and you're going to want to stick around to the end because the biggest pro is going to surprise you. What's up everybody, my name is Mike Deblack and I am a real estate agent right here in Los Angeles, California. Now if this is your first time to my channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, living, and playing in the Los Angeles and Orange County areas, make sure you do yourself a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, go ahead and hit that little bell, that way you're notified every time I post a new video. And I'm literally getting phone calls, texts, and emails every single day from people that are looking to move or relocate to Los Angeles and Orange County, and I absolutely love it. If you're thinking about moving or relocating anywhere in the Los Angeles or Orange County area, I know the perfect spot for you. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. I got your back when moving to Los Angeles and Orange County. Now let's dive straight into what you're here for, the pros and cons of living in Los Angeles. All right, I kind of left you there with a teaser. The beaches are not the best thing about living here. Yes, we have some amazing beaches, lots of coastal homes, properties right on the sand. No matter where you are in this area, you're always within an hour of the beach, which is amazing. And there's there's the piers, there's the beach life. You got Santa Monica Pier, you got the South Bay, you got Hermosa Pier, Manhattan Beach. Down to Orange County, you got Huntington Beach Pier, you got Newport Beach, Newport Coast, Newport Harbor, all that stuff. There's lots of beach life around here and it is amazing, I promise you that. You will not be as disappointed with that, especially if you're, someone who loves the beach and loves the sun. But living here all the time, unless you're like a surfer dude, it's definitely a great thing. I don't know, the beach can get old, believe it or not. One of the downsides of the beach, and this is also just a downside of, living in LA, Orange County, there tends to be a lot of homeless people in the area. A lot of them are nice, but some of them are not so nice, and they can be a little bit aggressive. But definitely in the beach areas, there are some homeless people. So that would be one of the cons of living in LA and Orange County. Just the big metro areas. I'm sure that's like that in other parts of the country too. But Los Angeles has a really big homeless problem. And that kind of leads into one of the other cons. A big con with LA is how expensive the cost of living here, the housing costs, the price of gas, you name it. All of that contributes to the rising homeless population. Now we've already talked about the beaches. With great beaches comes great weather, let's face it. And the weather in Southern California is amazing. Don't be fooled by the sweater. All right, the weather is amazing here. I'm filming this in December and the weather today was in the mid 70s. So we're talking, I don't know where you're watching this video from. I don't know what part of the country you're moving from or thinking of moving from, but I find, it probably wasn't 70 degrees in December when wherever you are. So the weather is uncomparable. It's not too much humidity. You get that nice ocean breeze just about every day. And even if you live a little bit more inland, you got a nice little desert breeze. So it doesn't really get too hot or too cold. It hardly ever rains here. I think in the past year I could probably count on my 10 fingers how many times it's rained all day long. Occasionally you get a little sprinkle for half an hour here or there. But as far as like rainy days, not many. But when it does rain, that leads me to my next con. All right. The drivers in LA and the traffic absolutely sucks. All right, our interstates and our freeways and all this and that, just driving anywhere takes forever. Forever. All right, just to give you guys a little bit of an example, a few years ago, before I started doing real estate, I was working in El Segundo, which is by LAX. I was literally living down PCH 8 miles away. So an 8-mile drive commute every day. My drive to and from work every morning took over an hour. 8 miles, over an hour, going along PCH in the South Bay there. All right, and that's not the only area there's traffic. There's traffic everywhere. and the drivers are terrible. There are some really, really bad drivers, and you're gonna see accidents probably just about every day that you're here, right? You know, even, you know, someone sees, I can't even explain it. You're on the freeway and it's really, really slow, and you're like, this is gonna sound jacked up, but you're waiting to get to like the spot where it bottlenecks just to see like what caused, you know, the stoppage, and you get there and there's nothing. There's nothing. Or it's like a plastic bag on the side of the road. It was just something really stupid that causes a ton of traffic and delays you no matter where you're going. So that's something to be mindful of when thinking about where you're gonna live when you move here, you know, wherever you're working. I'm filming this in 2020, so who knows if anyone's even gonna be driving to offices, you know, once the world gets back in order, or driving to your work spot. But, well, you know, definitely you're gonna need to keep in mind commute times. And over here, we count commute time in minutes. I know in other parts of the country, you guys say something, you know, something was a certain amount of miles away. Distance here is in minutes, not miles. And that's just because it doesn't equate. Staying with the theme of hopping back and forth between pros and cons, all right? Despite that traffic, all right, when you're coming home from work, there are absolutely gorgeous sunsets here. All right, so I was complaining about my drive up and down PCH, that 1 hour, 8 mile drive. But on the way home, going down PCH, right next to the water with those magical sunsets, everyone's driving with their phones out, just trying to snap a picture to post that online. Just the sunsets are amazing. They're breathtaking. I've lived in California my whole life, and I promise you that they don't get old. But you know what might get old for you is kind of I guess the lifestyle out here, all right? Now, this isn't everywhere, but there are areas where it's very kind of keeping up with the Joneses. LA is kind of known for being a fast-paced kind of place, and it really is. So like when you see like reality TV and this and that, I promise you it's not like that over here. Yes, there are people like that, but the general consensus is, you know, there's some really good quality individuals living here, and it's not all keeping up with the Joneses. Now, when you're deciding to live between LA or Orange County, LA, you got the downtown area, you got a lot of nightlife there. That's, like I said, a little more Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard, a little bit more fast-paced versus Orange County. Orange County is more of that laid-back beach vibe. You got Huntington Beach, you got Newport Beach. Shoot, down in Orange County, that's where Disneyland is. You got Knott's Berry Farm. I don't want to talk about those right now because those are coming later. But Orange County is more laid back. You got Irvine down in Orange County. Irvine has a lot of like corporate headquarters. There's some really cool companies that have offices down there. And that leads me into kind of another pro here, food. If you love to eat, like me, I love to eat, there are some incredible dining options here. You got, you know, foods from all over the world. This area, another bonus pro, it's so diverse here. Really, really diverse. There's people from all kinds of different ethnic backgrounds, people speaking different languages all over the place. It's really unique, it's really cool. You know, but the byproduct of that is there's some amazing food here that you could try foods from all over the world, and like your taste buds, like I'm salivating just talking about it right now. But there's great Mexican food, the seafood, there's lots of options to eat like right on the water, like Huntington Beach. There's some cool spots there. Obviously at Malibu, there's some good sushi spots. You got Masters, you got some steak stuff, and Masters is all over the place. But just the food options are incredible. Like you could try a new restaurant every day for a full year, eat gourmet meals, and still not have completed them all. It's the food here really is amazing. There's a lot of foodies here, so you go on Yelp and there's good reviews, and you know, hole-in-the-wall places that have really good menus or secret menus. So the food here is incredible. If you're an eater or a drinker, really, there's tons of options for you to enjoy a night out. I don't really have, you know, too many more cons about living here. Definitely the taxes, the income tax. If you're making around the average salary here, you're gonna get taxed about 9.3%, you know, 9.3% income tax, and that covers basically anyone making $57,000 a year up to $300,000 a year, and once again that's just your state income tax, and that's if you're single. If you're filing taxes married, you'll be somewhere between 6 and 9.3%. So if you're on the high end, married on the high end is 9.3%, and unless combined you and your partner are making over $500,000. And another area that those taxes come into play happens to go with one of the pros, but also the sales tax here. Depending on the different counties and different cities have different sales tax. Up to about 10% sales tax. You know, when you go to a mall or somewhere and you buy something, you get that sales tax. But like I said, that does lead me to another pro, shopping. All right, there are tons of places that shop. I already mentioned a little earlier, you got Rodeo Drive, you know, the fancier stuff, but there are tons of malls. You know, it feels like each mall has, you know, or each city has its own mall. Down in Orange County, you've got South Coast Plaza, which is a pretty nice mall down in Costa Mesa. Has a lot of, you know, designer stores, but also, you know, has the normal stores that people like and love. That one's pretty big. In the South Bay, you have the Del Amo Mall, which for a while was the biggest mall in the U.S. Moving north, oh actually no, I'm gonna go back south. Down in Irvine, you get the Irvine Spectrum. It's a nice outdoor mall. Another one in Orange County it used to be called the Block of Orange. I forget what it's called now, but it's over Anaheim, Orange area. That's a really nice outdoor mall with lots of dining options as well. Now we're gonna move further north. You got the Fox Hills Mall. You know, there's stuff up in Sherman Oaks, and there's gonna be a mall within 10-15 minutes of wherever you decide to live, and it's gonna have a ton of stores. All right. This past summer, my family, the wife and the kids, we drove across the country, kind of just to get away from, you know, COVID stuff. We ended up staying in Minnesota for a month. All right, but we did a lot of stops along the way. We visited, I think it was 11 or 12 different states in the month we were gone. But just one thing, when you go to other towns and you visit their malls and you compare them back to the malls here. I mean, other than the Mall of America in Minnesota, like the malls here have a lot more to offer. A lot of different kinds of stores. There's almost, you know, another thing, Targets are everywhere. Obviously you can't go there and not spend like $200, but Targets are amazing. So just the shopping in the malls is a huge pro. Whatever you need, if you need electronics, you need clothes, shoes, baby stuff, literally anything you need is going to be within 10-15 minutes of where you live. Let's jump back one last time over to the cons, because I'm going to end with some good pros here. One of the other cons is kind of just the air quality with all the traffic, and you know, this is pre-COVID, so who knows what it's going to turn into. But before COVID, you have all these cars on the freeway sitting, just, you know, polluting the air. So the air quality here is not the best. The air quality here sucks compared to the rest of the country. And I mean, you could see it too. Like, there's certain days where all of a sudden it will have rained a couple days in a row, randomly. But when it does rain and it kind of clears out the sky a little bit, and you know, you didn't realize that you could see downtown LA from like so many far parts. If you're not familiar, there's an area in the South Bay called Palos Verdes, kind of up on a hill. On a good day, when it's nice and clear, you could see the downtown LA skyline from there, and it's really far away, but like 99% of the days you can't see it. But it just kind of goes to show just how bad the air quality is. There's so much smog, kind of like a smoggy haze that's on top of everything. So that's gonna be the last con. From here on out, it's all positives, because living here is freaking amazing. So let's end on a bunch of good notes, and make sure you stick around, because I am going to shock you here. Something you may not have thought about as being like the biggest pro of living here. Greater than the beaches, greater than the sunsets, better than the food, in my opinion. All right, so let's hop into these last three things. And they kind of sort of tie together a little bit, but entertainment, there's so much entertainment here. You know, you've got all kinds of concerts going on. You got the amphitheater down in Irvine. You've got casinos within driving distance. You got the Indian casinos. You got Morongo on the way to Palm Springs. You've got Pechanga down in Temecula. so you got casinos, you got all kinds of concert venues, obviously you got Staples Center where they do concerts. You got the whole LA live area with tons of entertainment and concerts going on. Obviously you've got the sports teams, and we have tons of sports teams here. It's crazy, you know. Obviously you got the Dodgers, the World Series champs, Lakers, NBA champs. You got their little brothers. You got the Angels and the Clippers. We got 2 football teams now and an amazing beautiful stadium. That's another place they're gonna have concerts too, over in Inglewood, kind of by LAX. We've got the Chargers, we've got the Rams, I've got some MLS teams, we've got the Galaxy and the Los Angeles Football Club. As far as hockey goes, we have got the Anaheim Ducks, we got the LA Kings. There's just so much. We got the LA Sparks. I'm probably missing some teams too, but there's just so much entertainment and things to do. I mean, we have golf courses everywhere too. I will say, compared to other parts of the country, the golf courses, it's not, you don't get as good bang for your buck. You're gonna be paying a lot more to play on a top quality course, but you know, there's driving ranges everywhere, putting greens. There's tons of courses. They're just not as, I don't know. They're not as good as other courses in other parts of the country that I have played. And you definitely are gonna pay a lot more for a crappier course here than you would elsewhere. Anyways, so hey, the time has come. All right, we are down to my biggest, most favorite pro of living in LA. Better than the beaches, better than the weather, better than the sunsets, better than the food. The weekend getaways and the proximity to everything. Believe it or not, living in LA, Orange County, whichever area you are, all right, you're basically within 90 minutes of the beach to go surfing or a mountain to go snowboarding. So theoretically, I could go surf in the morning for an hour or two, get in my car and drive to the mountains, and before lunch I could be snowboarding. All right, so there's some proximity there as far as things to do on the daily basis. We've got Palm Springs, which is an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, desert, lots of golf courses out there, really nice. San Diego, and another amazing city. I actually lived down there for a year. San Diego is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending which part of LA, Orange County you live in. So that's another little weekend getaway type thing that's not too far away. Heading north, all right, we have Santa Barbara, another beach spot, not too far away. That's probably 2.5 hour drive north. Once again, another great weekend getaway opportunity. And then we got Vegas. Vegas is a 4 hour drive, 3.5, 4 hours, depending where you are. And they're building the bullet train to where you're able to, you know, get to Vegas really quickly. And I love Vegas. But I just think that whole proximity of being able to do so many different types of things at the, you know, the snap of a finger, I think that is, to me, that beats the beach, that beats the sunsets, that beats, you know, that beats everything. Just having so many different options of things that you could do. Anyways, that, you know, that really caps off some of the pros and cons to consider when thinking about moving or relocating to Los Angeles and Orange County. If you have any questions about any of the things that I have mentioned today, or maybe there's some locals that want to put some, you know, give their 2 cents below as well, definitely, you know, feel free to leave a comment below. Or if you have any other questions or videos that you are wanting me to do to kind of assist you and give you guys some more background info on your move to LA and Orange County, please go ahead, put that in the comments. We're gonna be pumping out new videos every week, you know, to guide you guys and educate you and kind of give you some insight into living here. When you're thinking about moving or relocating to Los Angeles or Orange County, you know, the thing to do if you're interested and you're seriously contemplating it is definitely reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Like I said earlier, days, nights, weekends, holidays, I don't care, it doesn't matter. I'm here to help you. I've got your back when thinking about moving to LA or Orange County. And until the next video, I will catch you later. Peace.